Al Cantello felt like he had a tourniquet wrapped around his brain. That's how much pressure this guy was under. He was the world champion javelin thrower going into the Olympics, but something about competing for his country instead of just for himself felt different to Al. Bigger, more stressful. And just to add to the tension, shortly before the Games, the International Olympic Committee had banned the American javelin that Al and his teammates had worked for years to master. So instead, they would be throwing the European javelin, which was fatter, with a different grip. On that day in Rome, Al's teammates were up first, and so he watched as first one and then the other, well, they blew it. If Team USA was going to win an Olympic medal in javelin, it was up to Al. Finally, it was his turn. Throw number one. Al went into his energetic windup, released the spear, and was so keyed up that he fell forward, stepped over the line. Foul. His first attempt didn't even count. Throw number two. Al looked great as he raced down the approach, but then for some reason, that first toss was just too low, never got any loft, and fell far short of what he needed to beat the international competition. Al Cantello had just one attempt left. Could the short guy with the small hands pull it off? Well, he had come here from Pennsylvania to represent his country, and he was going to do his very best. So this time, Al barreled down the approach, gave a tremendous gut-busting heave, and let that javelin fly. It soared through the Italian air and landed at a distance, boom, worthy of a medal. The crowd went wild. There was just one problem. It was only the qualifying round. Al Cantello had just given his ultimate effort and thrown 261 feet when all he needed to do was qualify. The next day, in the Olympic javelin final, Al Cantello came in 10th. His distance in that epic qualifying round would have won him a silver medal, but he couldn't duplicate it. He told a newspaper reporter, "I expended way too much effort in qualifying. There was absolutely no zip left in my arm." That ever happened to you? Do you ever feel pressure to be perfect and do your best in the qualifying round, and then find you don't have enough zip left to perform when it really matters? So where did Al Cantello go wrong? Well, I've spoken to him, and he says if he could do it over, he would do just enough to qualify and save his strength for the final. He never competed in the Olympics again, but he internalized a critical lesson from his loss: how to pace yourself. In other words, when not to do your best.